So this is going to be a 4-part series.
Before proceeding with the video, let me give a little bit of context. I will be replacing the rear suspension today, and I have never done suspension upgrade of any kind, ever. I really understand that it is not just as simple as fitting a bar and mirror on the motorcycle. It needs to be done properly. The thing is, like most of the performance upgrades, this too will take a few kilometers to wear in. Usually a few 100 kilometers or so for the springs to relax. And with the kind of suspensions that I have, the multi-level adjustment and all, it sure is going to take some time. This video will be about the YSS top-line gas shocks and how to install them. The next one would be my opinion on them, sort of a review. Part 3 will be installing the front suspension, and Part 4, my review on them. Doing it this way will be sort of easy for anyone to gauge how the performance of the motorcycle is improving. There is no harm or right way or wrong way to be doing this. You can also do it all in one go. These suspensions are without a doubt the most expensive part on my Interceptor, and in this video, I will try and give you a decent idea about them should you plan to do this for your motorcycle in the future. It is quite a lot that people have said so much about a motorcycle which is by far most powerful and the smoothest that Royal Enfield has ever produced. The problem, I think, lies in the fact that all riders weigh differently. A lot of them ride solo. Some people just like to cruise around, like me. And some people really like to open the throttle and ride hard all the time and expect a MotoGP performance. And to be honest, that's not really fair to that OEM suspension that comes as a sort of one size for all from Royal Enfield. When building a motorcycle, a lot of things need to be considered on a tight budget. The Interceptor costs about 3 lakh Indian rupees, and you might think that suspension at the rear should be about 20 to 25,000 rupees, which would be very wrong. Royal Enfield and everyone it sells the motorcycle to has to make profit by selling it to the dealer or an importer who has to then sell it to one of their dealers and then pile on the taxes for riding it on the road that we customers have to pay. Combine all those factors, Royal Enfield has an extremely tight budget, and the rear suspension would be coming in about
10 to 12,000 rupees.
And naturally, the amount of people actually liking the setup will not be good enough, and hence, upgrading the suspension is always on the list for most motorcycle riders. I would like to thank Speedmonk's Performance Center for a speedy delivery of these suspensions. YSS is a Thai-based company and one of the most reputed for aftermarket performance parts and accessories. Do check them out. They've been around since the 90s. These are specifically designed for the Royal Enfield 650 twins. And what I have here is the Black Edition, top-line series, which are fully adjustable for both preload and damping. Limitless options for the rider for tuning it to the exact requirement. The rear suspension for the Interceptor and the Continental GT are adjustable for preload only and gives you only 5 presets, which makes it rather difficult to find that sweet spot for any rider. The YSS has a continuous thread adjustment position, meaning you get to change the settings in millimeters. Micro adjustments for the exact setting that you want it to be. It has a dial at the bottom for damping adjustment. The loud click for each position is rather satisfying, making it very easy to soften or increase the damping. Adjusting it makes it a child's play thanks to the clear markings. Although, you should definitely keep your children away from this. These have an excellent build quality. The Black Edition just complements and completes the look for my Interceptor 650. These also come in silver and black should you need them to be of a different color. Fitting this is really straightforward. Let me take you through it. Pro tip: change one shock at a time. Don't remove both of them. It is going to be extremely difficult for you to do it that way. You can start by either side. For the purpose of showing you, I'll start with the right side. The other side is going to be the same procedure. Start by removing the mounting bolt from the top. Then, with a 14mm spanner, remove the shock pin from the bottom. This is threaded bolt, so it's really simple removing it. After that, give the shock absorber a little jiggle and remove it from the top, and carefully wiggle the bottom end out of the socket. And you're ready to install the new suspensions. I found it to be easier to insert the top bolt on the mounting post before inserting the bottom bolt. If you feel there is a bit of mismatch, you are unable to insert the pin at the bottom, adjust the preload at the top to lengthen or shorten the shocks so that it lines up. And then just tighten the bottom end. Make sure you clean the bolts prior to putting them back. Then repeat this process on the other side, and that's your suspension fitted in. It's a very easy job. Now adjusting the preload is really simple. On your suspension, you will find a tiny Allen screw which locks the adjustment in place and stops it from going out of place while the bike is moving. You will need to loosen this before you can adjust the preload. There are several sockets on the suspension, and the adjustment bar inserts right into these, making it easier for you to adjust them. Rotating it to the right reduces the preload, and to the left to increase. And once you are satisfied with the adjustment, tighten the Allen screw, but not too much that you end up damaging the threads. Keep the locking screw facing outwards so it's easily accessible. Last thing to do before riding off is to make sure that the preload is equal on both sides. How do you do that? Make sure that the number of threads are same on each side. Use anything that you're comfortable with. For me, it was about 17 grooves. The adjustment bar and the Allen key come with the kit are fairly light, meaning you can and should store them with the toolkit that comes with the bike, so that it's always with you and always accessible. It will take me about a week's time to dial them in, and as soon as that happens, I'll make a video on them. If you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed and have the notifications bell turned on. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means a lot when you support the channel. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button. As always, ride safe, be safe. I'll see you in the next one.